Salutations, buttercups. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to ya. Hey, hey. It's Friday. And the city is lit. But I'm sitting my behind down this Friday, buttercups. I ain't actually no grass. I'm gonna come out here and kick it with my buttercups real quick. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to get on up in here. Y'all hear it, right? Y'all hear it, right? City on fire. And I had to find somewhere to stick my cardboard box, man. Shoot, it ain't safe out here. Streets is on fire. Buttercups. I got a few questions. I just want y'all to make sense of some things. You know what I'm saying? I'll give y'all a few minutes to get on up in here. Happy Friday, buttercups. Ooh, baby. The city litty. You get any. Yes, Miss Janice. Finally caught me live, girl. I don't know. Was you able to watch Lady Rose live from earlier? Because I do want to address that too, buttercups. I do, once again, want to apologize to my buttercup Lady Rose. I was patiently trying to wait. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss Johnson. Salutations, beautiful. I really was trying to be patient. And once we got to what triggered me? Once we got to talk about another woman who's in a very serious situation, the way it was so quickly brushed off, and while we're sitting up here for 45 minutes trying to preach to us about sticking together as women. That didn't. After that, I was over it, girl. I mean, I was been over it, but I was really over it. I was gonna have a real conversation, but baby, that flew me. That flew me. Because that's my whole point about them people. And now we got a whole new scheme cooked up. It just, you know what I mean? Thank you. Thank you, Brown Girls Rock. Appreciate it, Buttercup. Thank you for the gift. Yes, yes, yes. It just floored me, Buttercups. You know? And I just lost it. I did. And that's my fault because I never ever, y'all know I rock with my boo Lady Rose. I don't never ever want to, come and disturb her platform, especially when I have my own platform. I could have came over here and cussed that girl clear out, which is what I wanted to do. I really did because she just wasn't making no sense. But I want y'all to pay attention in real time when we say these people trauma bond. Her logic for overlooking everything that woman has done and said to others was because of her own situation that she went through. So when we say that these people trauma bonded with this chick, that's what we mean by they trauma bonded with her. She literally gave us an example in real time. But then make up all type of excuses. That was a legitimate question. If the shoe is on the other foot and you want us to believe that Martell is the stalker and the harasser, why we only have seen things of y'all stalking and harassing this man? And then gonna have the nerve to say that it's stuff that they sent to the bloggers? Make that make sense. So you're telling me that Martell is sending Basement Bullies fan pages, pictures of him and Ariana in the post. So you're telling me that Martell is having somebody sneak and sit in the doctor's office and then send the post to a Melanie fan page? Like, make that make sense. That was just bananas to me. Hey, Divine Fam. Listen. It just didn't make no sense to me. My thing is, hey, okay, you want us to believe her because you're so quick to not believe Destiny, which is just bananas to me. Well, you're sitting up here preaching about, oh, because I'm a woman, and I'm waiting for you to say, because at the end of the day, who's raising the men? You now look for the men when you want protection. Who's raising the men, the so-called men that you're looking for? You can't just operate in a mindset that I'm a woman if you're raising a man. So what you're telling me is that you're not preparing yourself for women that are toxic, women that are dangerous. So we're just going to act like there's not women that are dangerous because we're women ourselves. But we're also the same women that's supposed to be raising these young men. It just don't make sense to me. But then you want to turn back, and then the only time you think about them is when you want to be protected. Well, who's going to teach them to be protectors? Who's teaching them to be protectors? Like, make it make sense. Like, I just couldn't do it, Buttercup. And Lady Ro, I so apologize because I know, you do it. You bring excellent content, and I did not mean to explode like that. But that girl, baby, and then gonna ask me what somebody did to me. What did Martell do to you? What did Arion do to you? What did the Scots do to you? You're sitting up here, sitting on this high horse, as if y'all haven't sat around and said and did some of the most disgusting things to other people who've done nothing to you. Me doing commentary on things that I have seen that lady do is nothing compared to the stuff that y'all have done to these people. What you've never heard or seen me do is call around and tell people not to use her brand, her product. You ain't never seen me have somebody down in Huntsville stalking her down to her basement. So, me having commentary on somebody that considers themselves a public figure compared to some of the things that y'all have done and said to people that have done nothing to y'all, like, please don't sit in my face and play on my talk. Don't do that. Don't do that, darling. And now we got this whole scheme. Oh, it was only done because X, Y, and D did X, Y, and Z, so this is retaliatory. So, you want me to believe that he only did this to be retaliatory, but yet you actually did put your hands on him. You actually did go down to your baby's school, embarrass them in front of their classmates, and you put your hands on him. So what is retaliatory? So are you telling me that you put your hands on him after he pressed charges on you for putting your hands on him down to the kid's school and embarrassing them like that? That don't even make no sense. That don't make not a bit of sense. So now it was retaliation. So you, in your mind, want us to believe that this man is after you, so you give him the ammo to come after you? It's the gaslighting and the narcissism for me, baby. It's always going to be the gaslighting and the narcissism for me. You don't even make no sense. You don't make no sense. There is video of you in 4K putting your hands on your ex-husband down to your children's school. And you want me to believe that it's retaliatory. So what do you want him to exactly do? Because, see, we would all be having a very different conversation had Martell hauled off and it was him in 4K video putting his hands on her down to the kids' school. There would be a very different conversation. And my thing is, what's good for the geese is good for the gander. If you can press charges on him for 2-year-old text messages, because we're not going to forget this. You press charges on 2-year-old text messages because you was cooking up a scheme to make it seem like this man was trying to do revenge P on you. And you had no actual factual receipts of this man doing revenge P. So you dug in your dirty, dusty red phone and pulled up some 2-year-old messages. So you want people with logic and brains to ignore the boo-lang-lang that you have done just to be bitter and vindictive. It's one thing to protect yourself. It's another thing to be bitter and vindictive. And I haven't seen nothing yet that you've done that really gives me, oh, I'm protecting my peace. Because even walking away from the show, you done did a multitude of articles talking about you walked away from the show because you wanted to protect your peace. But somehow you get into an incident down at your kid's school and you're talking about the show. What does the show have to do with what happened down to your children's school? Nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. And why is this viral? Why is this viral? You know what it also shows me? Whether you walked away or whether you was pushed away, it all was for the best. Because what this is you would have drug us through another season of the You and Martell show and this never-ending divorce. This is what we would have had to deal with again on the show. So it shows me that this right decisions was made. Whoever made them, they was the correct decision. Because baby, you would have, think I'm lying. Them Raiders went to hell last year because they wanted to start the show off with the You and the Martell nonsense. People are tired. So I can only imagine how the children feel. We're tired just looking from the outside, looking in. We are worn down with this situation. I really don't even know how you're not exhausted. How are you not exhausted yet? But you're a narcissist and you want everybody to hate this man for the rest of his being. And life just don't work like that. People move on, people grow, people learn, it just don't work like that. Nobody's gonna sit and be bitter and sit in bitterness and really expect a different outcome out of life. You're still sitting in bitter and vindictiveness. And you wonder why nothing you got going on is making no type of motion. It's because of the energy that's behind it. It's the energy that's behind it. You're upset because you cut your nose off to spite your face. The only reason why you would bring up a show that you walked away from that you claim was a toxic environment that didn't protect you is if you're still railing over the fact that you walked away because you thought the show was going to burn down. See, fact of the matter is you tried to burn it down on your way out because you knew that some had to give. Once you got confronted down there to that girl's trip about what you allow to happen to other people, what you invoke to happen to other people when they don't agree with you or they don't kiss your tail, when you got confronted with that, you couldn't handle it. You knew right then and there. You knew the gig was up right then and there. You came out here talking about a puppet master. The same thing you're trying to do now with this situation that nobody knew nothing about. And let me guess, your reason to trying to get ahead of it is because you knew that Martell was going to come out here and tell everybody about it. That's a lie. You're getting ahead of it because you want a different scenario painted on how you acted a fool down there and embarrassing your children. No accountability. Any and every time you're in the situation, it's always everybody else's fault. It's always everybody else's fault. Now you want us to believe that this was done in retaliation. So you're telling me that in 4K, you went and put your hands on that man in front of multiple witnesses. Because what? Because see, here's the biggest scheme of it all. He wouldn't have had nothing to retaliate against you with. You gave him, if this is retaliatory, you gave him the ammunition to retaliate. Because why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now you want us to believe that this was all done because you went and filed. Girl, you've been... Once again, it's the narcissism and the gaslighting. And you're coming out here projecting again. You have been using that court system or attempting to use that court system to maintain control over a situation that no longer serves you if we let you tell it. And the truth is, it really don't serve you. But you can't seem to let it go. Because there's no reason why the show should have even been brought up in your whole debacle down there. Nothing about the show has anything to do with what you still got going on with your ex-husband. At all. Other than the fact that you're mad that the show is still going. The contract is already signed. And if you think they're about to take Martell off the show because you're out here now, you and 4K attacking him down to your kid's school, but you somehow want us to blame Martell for your actions. And once again, show me the evidence of you being stalked. Then I'll believe you. We ain't got nothing but y'all stalking that man. Y'all got pictures of the man in the doctor's office. And you want to keep coming out here in our faces and talk about this man harassing you? But the only evidence you've ever provided was y'all harassing him? It just don't make not a bit of sense. And I just couldn't take that fool la. It's fuckery. Just bullshit. Boo lang lang. Sympathy and payola. Sympathy and payola. Wasn't nobody thinking about you, wasn't nobody talking about you. Nothing you doing getting motion. Even your thirsty ass, dry ass interviews still talking about the show. While you also in the same breath talking about it said that you asked the cast members, all the cast members not to talk about you. But then you can go launch a Patreon and get paid while you running your mouth about them still? If that's not narcissism, I don't know what the fuck is. You don't want them talking about you, but you want to launch a paid platform to continue to talk about them. And then once the hypocrisy gets thrown in your face and you get shut down, now the goalposts move. Now you can talk about it all you want. Exactly. And as long as you consider yourself a public figure, you're going to be talked about. See, you came to the public with the nonsense. You came to the public with the nonsense. And now because everybody in the public that you came to the public with the nonsense to ain't falling for your nonsense, Now we got now the goalpost move again. This was done because I did X, Y, and Z. Girl, shut the fuck up. That don't make no fucking sense. That don't even make no sense. But y'all gonna the five monkeys gonna come out here and tell us that this make all the sense in the world. So his retaliation was you putting your hands on him in 4K in front of a multitude of witnesses, embarrassing your kids down to their school. This was his retaliation? Let me get this right. Girl, bye. She is. She is. Number one buttercup. She absolutely is a danger to that man. And I've been saying she been a danger to. I told you, yo, baby, when I tell you, she been a danger to that man. And my thing is, the only way you still carrying this type of carrying on going on is that you still love that man. You're still in love with that man. Fuck love. Yeah, you're in love. Because this type of carrying on for all this time, there's no way in hell somebody that I am no longer in love with will be able to. I just be triggered just by them being in the same room with me. That like, baby, I would have still be in love with you. Like, make it make sense. It's weird. And nobody around you want to be honest with you. They're all making up excuses. Even with homegirls talking about, oh, well, I divorced you because I didn't want to accept the child. Here's where it really lands at. Here's where it really lands at. You, as a grown adult woman, you did make a choice. You did walk away from that marriage. But see, here's something that's never going to change. Whether you're in that marriage, whether you walked away from that marriage, them children are siblings. So what it's telling me is you are breeding certain type of seeds in your children for them to have against their little brother. All not healthy. All not healthy. Yes, nobody said that you had to stay with that man and accept that child. But on the other hand, what is it telling me is you're breeding toxicity within the siblings. Because for you to have still walked away from that marriage and think that it's okay to treat a child who had no choice in the situation responsible for adults' decisions that were made and choices that were made, knowing that them children are going to forever be siblings. No matter what you do, that's still going to be their sibling. So you can act like the child don't exist. You can breed all these little nasty little mustard seeds that you put down in these kids that have an issue with their little brother. Because you ain't the mammy. That's what it's telling me. That's what it's telling me. That's what that shit's telling me. Baby, y'all, it's hot down here to the Connecticut. Sorry, y'all. I had to get that water. You're thirsty. Like somebody else. But I actually want water, agua, not attention. But yeah, so that just didn't make no sense to me. And then to further make you right, you got other information being spilled out here. Who's running around talking about somebody's child running away? Why do these people know intimate details about what your child got going on? Why is that okay? Why is the internet of people that your child probably don't even freaking know spreading their business on the internet? Because as a narcissist would do, as long as you're making yourself right in the situation, you don't care at who's detriment. You don't care who you use. You don't care who you throw under the bus. You don't care who you triangulate. And that includes your children. That includes your children. But you want us to believe that Martell is the problem when you're the one who we seen be a problem. There's no picture of nobody stalking you down to no doctor's office. We don't got no picture of what you laid up with somebody, allegedly somebody else's husband, out having dinner. We don't have them things. However, we have pictures of y'all stalking and harassing Martell. And then coming back and bragging about it. Y'all, Martell's supposed to start a suit line with that man, Miguel. Y'all flooded that man's phone line and inboxes with nonsense. Just so the man won't work with Martell. But y'all want us to believe that he's harassing her. It's diabolical. It's diabolical. So overplay for the underplay, and I just ain't falling for it. And if you could sit around, like I said, just last week, y'all was screaming, Destiny need to be in jail, Destiny going to jail, Destiny need to be in jail. Yeah, well, it's looking like Basement Bully's got to go to jail. She got $1,000 bond. And baby, when that mugshot drops, I hope she's mugged up. I hope she is mugged up for that mugshot. Because baby, when that bad boy drop, the way that's about to be floating around here. Ah, baby, I hope she mugged up. See, it was a kiki and a cackle when y'all thought it was somebody else. It was a kiki and a cackle when it was everybody else. But like I said, this just proves that the show did a good thing by getting rid of you. Because the fact that we are still in this group chat with you and Martell just lets me know that this is what you always gonna focus on. This is what you always gonna be focused on. And that didn't make for great TV no more. See, you and your flying monkeys want to brag about you carried the show. You didn't carry no show. We couldn't get nothing outside of what you and Martell had going on. Every time there was even a group event, it somehow turned into you and Martell arguing. You carried the show because you and Martell's divorce sucked the oxygen out of the whole goddamn situation. Y'all sucked the oxygen out of the whole situation. And the fact that you came to the internet with this boo lang lang again lets me know that you didn't have nothing else to offer the show. So, baby, when I tell you, I'd be so thankful. I'd be so thankful. This just makes us even more thankful that you ain't on the show no more. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So you couldn't go viral with none of the nonsense you was doing on down to the Patreon. None of that was sticking. None of the blogs was talking about it. Didn't nobody give a god darn a hoot what you had going on down to that Patreon. So you decide that it would be clever to get everybody to pay attention to your stories and make that go viral about you and Martell and y'all toxicity. And you want everybody to ignore how toxic you are and how crazy you look bringing it to the internet. So we just gonna make up all type of excuses, all type of reasons why it's okay for you to be on the internet with the boo lang lang. Yeah, nah, I ain't. Hold on, buttercups. Salutations on my beautiful buttercups. I'm sorry. I just was running my mouth, y'all, because I'm just like, girl. First and foremost, I wanted to come and apologize uh, for losing my temper on Lady Rose panel earlier today. If y'all didn't get a chance to check it out, y'all go check out Lady Rose live from earlier. Um, I want to apologize to my Lady Rose, but I just wanted to address a couple of things that girl said. It just didn't make no sense to me. Like we are women, but we also women that have sons, and we're raising sons, and we can't just ignore that. I'm going to teach. Shoot, if I was blessed enough for my daughter to still be here with us, I would absolutely make sure she knows how to protect herself. But I'm also going to make sure my son know how to protect themselves, because I've seen toxic women and the devastation that they can cause to a family, just as toxic as men, if not worse, sometimes in some cases. But we can't forget that we're the women that's raising these men. So I can't tap into the I'm a woman first thing, because I am a woman first, but I'm also raising men. So I can't just ignore that. I can't let that go over my head. And I can't have my babies out here unprotected, so they don't end up in toxic situations, which I already had to deal with one of my children being in a toxic situation. So it's a balance, and everything in life is balance. We got to balance it. So that rhetoric to me was bullshit. And then you sitting up there talking about you're a woman first, but the minute that another woman's situation came up, you was so also okay with brushing that off and telling that other woman that you didn't believe her. So that doesn't work for me neither. That type of rhetoric, that don't work for me. Not when you out here on that bullshit. And that's why you'll never hear me say certain things, because it wouldn't be true to who I am. It wouldn't be true to who I am. I just don't automatically believe somebody because we got the same genital parts. It just don't work like that for me. It don't. So like, no. Yes. Right. Right. And it's all a money grab. Cause how are you in a spiritual man? It's a spiritual battle, but you out here physically in 4K assaulting your children's father down to the school in front of the classmates and embarrassing the babies in front of their teachers, the classmates, and other parents. But you want us to believe that this was some scheme that Martell cooked up. See, because here's the thing. Because you let your blind rage get in the way, you put other people's children in danger. You expose other people's children to trauma. And that you didn't have a right to, no matter what you claim Martell was doing. You didn't have a right to have other people's children have to witness that. What you and Martell allow your children to witness and what y'all do around them, that's one thing. But to do it to other children, that's a whole nother thing. You don't get to act a fool in front of my child. You don't. So you like your thought process in that whole situation was off balance. Once again, Martell should not have that type of power over you where you don't even remember where you're at. You don't even remember where you're at, and you don't care about exposing other people's children to your toxicity. and endangering them. You don't know if none of them children are sensitive to certain things like that. You didn't know none of that, and you didn't care. Some children are built differently. Certain stuff like that could bother some children and give them anxiety and nervous issues. But you didn't think about that because it was all about you getting your lick off. Well, see, you must have knew you was wrong because they said you hightailed it out of there after you the one who told them to call the police. So let me get this right. It's just like when you told Martell to go get himself a girlfriend and he got a girlfriend and then you acted shocked. So let me get this right. You going to tell them to call the police and you take off before the police get there. Let me guess. You took off because you knew that you was in the wrong. And you knew that you was caught in 4K. So whatever excuses you was about to try to give to the police won't work. And you knew that. So, and I just feel like even if Martell wasn't the one that pressed charges on you, it might have been the school. Because, what? Hey, see, they might have led with that DV charge. By the time you make it to court, you might have some more charges added. And we know the law could be real tricky like that. They could be setting up an indictment right now to indict you on child endangerment, child recklessness. Because you put other people's children in harm's way. I think you wanted him to react, but you wanted him to react so you could have a got you moment. Listen, my love. Girl. My love. That's how I was like, wow. Well, Buttercups, here you have it. You see it in 4K. Girl, the way we got into the trauma bonding, that's what Buttercups was over. Girl, when she went into the trauma bonding, I was over it. But I was like, I'm actually glad that she's doing this because we can see it. We can witness how they equate their situations that they've been with her nonsense. And one ain't got nothing to do with the other. But like I said, this is why they can sit up here and make up these excuses why it's okay. And they want us to believe that this man is harassing this woman. Like, baby, come drop the receipts. Stop running your mouth. Stop running a smear campaign and drop the receipts. Anybody can go file a police report and make any type of accusations. Drop some 4K receipts like they have on you. See, here's the thing. They have 4K receipts on you being violent. On more than one occasion. When are we going to get the receipts of Martell stalking you and harassing you and poking you to the point that you can't even contain yourself at your children's school event? I'm just wondering. Drop the receipts. Instead, you want to come out here before the receipt get dropped on you, having a warrant and needing to be arrested for DV. You want to come out here and play in our face and play in our talk. Try to paint yourself as the victim, as always. I mean, it's the Baby, it's the way we trying to blame everybody else for your actions. How you gonna say somebody's trying to make you look like them and you actually made you like you did it yourself? What do we so what he got his hand up your ass and he's puppeteering you? Like what are we talking about here? He's trying to make you look bad when you're the one who brought this shit to the internet. Make it make sense. So you want us to believe that Martell is trying to make you look bad, but you're the one who brought this to the internet. You and your PR Sean over there. Girl. They learn a new word every day, baby. So let me guess, they browbeating that into the ground now. They browbeating that into the ground now. Okay. And I even start to wonder if that other woman's husband love you or like you or what the hell y'all really got going on. Because I don't know no man that would sit around and continue to let you run around and be worried about your ex-husband and find yourself in all these kerfluckles with your ex-husband while I'm standing right there. You don't even have enough decency to keep it cute while you with your so-called man. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is another woman's husband. That's what they say. They say that man very much so is married. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And they said that allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is the soulmate that started harassing that man's wife. How do you wrong somebody and you start harassing them and bullying them? How are you bullying and harassing this man's wife when you sleeping with her husband? Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve. That baby, that should be crazy, buttercups. That girl is diabolical. Ooh, she is diabolical, baby. Up there harassing and stalking and berating that man's wife because you sleeping with her husband. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Lord. So what is it now? So are we officially admitting that we're still bitter? Are we gonna come out here next week after this whole narcissistic collapse and exposing what you and Martell got going on to the internet? Next week, are we gonna come back and pretend we're healed? New code. I made it to the other side. Code. I made it to the other side. That quick. Quick with it. Cause baby, I just yeah. Did we learn why Love and Marriage Huntsville was brought up again? Did we learn why Love and Marriage Huntsville was brought up? It's a mess that they ain't got nothing to do with them people over there minding they good old black nationally syndicated TV show business. Why was they brought into your mess? Carlos can't be a fool to let you around him ever again. You are the snake that you call everybody else. Baby, the way, if I was Carlos King, you wouldn't even be able to look my way. Because the truth of the matter is, you're vindictive. You're not going to stop until you feel like you got your get back. So Carlos would be a fool to work with you again. Because all you would do is get in there and really try to destroy the man. You already try to destroy him. You already still trying to tear down his business and his brand. You want us to believe that all these people sat around and watched Martell abuse you on the show. The show that you stuck around for and filmed. That don't even make no sense. He thought it was a drill? Baby. Because how does that work? How do you stand back and watch your significant other make a fool of herself? I don't know no man that would do that. I'm sorry. I really don't. I'm not even being funny. I don't know a man that would want to be around that type of toxicity on a reoccurring basis. And not tuck out his boo and be like, listen, what you doing? What are you doing? Right. Like, what does the show got to do with you down here to the kids' school recital, embarrassing them and yourself? That ain't got nothing to do with the show. So now it's the show's fault that you stayed in a marriage that didn't serve you. It's the show's fault that you stayed with that man even after finding out that he cheated on you. It's the show's fault that you got down on your knees and gave fellatio in a limo with 2 other couples present. So it's everybody else's fault that you made these decisions. All these decisions that you made to stay in this show, stay on the show, as long as you had stayed on there, claiming that they wasn't protecting you, it's their fault. That you went down to the school and put your hands on your children's father in 4K. What, like, girl, tell me you mad that you ain't on the show no more without telling me you mad you ain't on the show no more. And like I said, the fact that you ain't on there and Martell's still on there, that eats you up. That eats you up. Because you're still worried about how people interact with your ex-husband. So you don't want him to have no motion because you done put you done killed your own motion. It ain't nobody's fault where you at right now but yours. And it's really just that simple. And like I said, it proves why we're thankful that you're not there no more. Because you would have came to us again with the you and the Martell of it all. Baby, the way we listen. One bad decision after another, but it's everybody else's fault. I ain't never seen such bananas in a grown woman at all. I've never seen a grown, well, let me stop lying because we got some weirdos out there be on these YouTube streets that call themselves content creators. So I ain't, baby, we gonna keep it a buck there. We got some weirdo content creators that act like you too. It's everybody else's fault. They ain't do nothing. They ain't out here just being freaking agents of chaos. But it's everybody else's fault. I ain't never, Buttercups. Where they do that at? I know where they do that at. Down there into that basement in La La Land. My La La Anthony's rubbing all over Martell. Girl, not you thought you was doing something, rubbing on somebody else's husband, and Martell came back and hit you with the La La Anthony. Baby! Baby, not you had some nondescript Negro from Huntsville that's married, that's cheating on his wife with you, rubbing all over you, and Martell came back and had La La Anthony. The Lululand, my love, the Lululand down to that basement, girl. 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 Something ain't right. Because this is definitely a money grab. Sympathy and payola. Sympathy and payola, baby. Because I tell you right now, if we don't come live acting like we sold a slew of products, because we came out here playing the victim again. Baby, then, baby. Let me guess. Because people feel bad for you. They need to make sure that they're going to buy your products, right? Listen. Did you say Myrtle Urkel? Girl, listen. Nah, you got to be kidding me. I just wanted to come back and, come live and apologize to my buttercups and Lady Row in the queendom. But, yeah. Baby. I just had to address a couple of things that lady on Lady Row piano, that boo lang lang, that boo swanky, that homegirl was pumping. No. Number one buttercup, it surely ain't. It surely ain't, because they've been windmilling for their life for the last 2 days. Them soul meters been out here windmilling, baby. And they are so mad. Oh my God, how could y'all people be so insensitive? Martel's a horrible person. How could y'all not see that? It's all Martel's fault. Baby, they've been windmilling in these comments because you're getting called out. Everybody see it for what it is. At this point, a lot more people see it for what it is rather than what she's trying to present to us. Because, baby, I was reading some of them comments and they definitely out. It's giving attention needy. It's giving attention seeking. It's giving trying to get the attention off of Love and Marriage Huntsville, the reunion that we about to see this Saturday, tomorrow night, by the way. So don't y'all forget. Make sure y'all tuned in for the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion, part 1. Baby. Buttercups. I'm trying to tell you. Whew, buttercups. It's so hot. It makes your girl want to lay in her cardboard box, booty naked. Right. That part, number one, buttercup. That part right there. That's why I was like, wow. My, how the tables have turned. My. Them tables done turned, flipped over. Hey, Miss Eva Walker. Oh, yeah, okay. I heard otherwise. I heard there's 4K evidence. Nope, K Tony. It's mine. But K Tony, listen, girl. Girl, it's a long conversation about me and these damn batteries for this goddamn smoke detector, okay? Now, K Tony, don't get me dragged now, girl. K Tony, you about to get me dragged. Tony, you about to get me dragged in my own chat, girl. I would smoke who? To detect what? Batteries I was supposed to be getting for 5 months now. K Tony, girl, you about to listen, you about to get me dragged, girl. Number one buttercup. I know you. Number one buttercup. Number one buttercup. They was play. Can you make that make sense to me? Make that make sense to me. So you're play fighting with somebody that you claim you just went to the courthouse to file charges on for something else. I know you a lying, the truth ain't in you. Number one buttercup. I told you this wasn't a scheme that Todd cooked up. I told you this was a full-blown scheme that the Mutt cooked up. My love, that's what I'm talking about. That's a story. She's sticking to it. So you're play fighting with a man that you just claimed did this to because you just went to the courthouse and filed charges. We're talking about the same basement bully that wouldn't even allow this man to be at his child's birthday because you didn't want to be near him because y'all just went to court. So you want me to believe that you're play fighting with a man that you just claimed did this to you because you just went to the court and filed some type of felonious paperwork on him. So you show up to your child's recital play fighting with him. Buttercups. Buttercups. That makes sense to y'all? Marceau is on my shit list right now, but I'm gonna have to be honest. When he said that this woman knows that her flying monkeys are stupid, when Marceau said that she knows that her flying monkeys are stupid, baby. That part right there, my love, play fighting with a man that you despise. You want me to... When Marceau says she know that them flying monkeys are dodo birds, that's the most dodo birdish nonsense I've... I just need the goalpost to stick in one place. So either you went and filed felonious charges against Martell, and this is why he went and pressed charges on you, or you was play fighting with a man that you just filed paperwork on down to the... Right. That's what I'm saying, K Tony. That's why I was like, here's the problem you have. There's too much evidence on you being the violent person. There's just too much. Because at one point, you and the flying monkeys thought y'all was doing y'all big one. But we only have evidence of you. Girl, that part right there. Baby, that part right there, my boo. That part right there. Play fighting my ass. The feelings are hurt because she's still in love with that man and he wasn't playing. Baby, when I tell you a fraud, I told my buttercups from day one, this lady is a whole fraud. So now you want us to believe that you was play fighting with a man that you despise and you just the week before went to the courthouse and filed paperwork on. So you decide to show up, baby. See, Marceau says she know her flying monkeys are idiots. And let me guess, they ate that shit up. They ate it up like it was the best ice cream sundae they had in years. They had a whole bunch of nuts sprinkled on it. Right, okay, Tony. So you went from having a no contact clause and you went and filed paperwork because this man was speaking to you, but then you turn around and play fighting with him? You literally wanted us to see him drive by you after court and ran back in the courthouse and they told you to kick rocks, by the way. Girl went in that back of that courthouse with that video. They told her she'll get out their face and go on and enjoy the rest of her day with somebody else's husband. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is that's what they say, that man's still married. Girl. Baby. Story don't make not a bit of sense, girl. Not a bit of sense. Yo, baby, if y'all telling me that them flying monkeys ate that shit up with them peanuts on top, girl. Okay. Told that girl to go on about her business and get the hell up out their face. Right. Baby, you was better off getting some sleep. Because if this is what you came up with after these many sleepless nights. Buttercups! Buttercups! Baby! Maybe you had needed to get that sleep, girl, because maybe you would have it would have came to you in your dreams. I think a better story would have came to you in your dreams than the nonsense that you came out here playing. Baby! Baby, you got to be... Girl... Girl, you didn't go to your spiritual advisor? Really, though? Because this is the story that she came up with, Buttercups. Buttercups. So now she filed paperwork on him. So this is why he filed paperwork on her. So she was play fighting with him? When she just had a whole conniption fit because the man drove by her? And she has a stay away clause? So you have a stay away clause and you wanted to play fight with the man that you have a stay away clause. So y'all know that meme with the lady on the train talking to herself. So if y'all was play fighting, why are you the only one with a charge? Wouldn't the 4K evidence show that this man y'all was on a back and forth type of situation? Or am I bugging? Girl, she definitely should have called Miss Cleo for that one. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Julia. It sounds incriminating to me. Baby, I hope he got it because I have a feeling Queen Sheba going to put that in the memberships. So I hope somebody screen grabbed it for him because I have a feeling that live going in the memberships because it is very self-incriminating. You're play fighting with a man that you have no contact order with. So you want us to believe that this man is still harassing and stalking you, but you felt comfortable enough to play fight with him. I'm not play fighting with the person that I'm claiming that's stalking and harassing me. I I don't know. I don't know. It could have just been me. Hey, Lady Ro, salutations, beautiful. You I once again, Lady Ro, I want to apologize to you for exploding on your platform like that. I really do. I apologize for that, Lady Ro. I know that you operate differently in the queendom and you have a little bit more decorum than your girl Butterfly has at times. So I just want to apologize to you again for blowing up like that. And I believe it, K Tony. I absolutely believe it. I absolutely, and that's the crazy thing. With all the things that they have both said about each other, she keeps proving Martell right. And she has yet to show me that, I don't know, Buttercups. She just keep proving Martell right. I tell you that much. Yes, it does prove that she's been filing malicious false claims since she went. Yes. Thank you, Julia. He absolutely, that's what I'm saying. He looks more credible. He absolutely looks more credible. And it does look like you've been filing these malicious claims because you're play fighting with somebody that you claim is a detriment to your peace. Number one, Buttercup. I know you were number one, Buttercup. I know you lying. She confronted him about not speaking to her. Buttercup, I know y'all are lying. This is not all that she said down there to the palace. These are things that she said out her mouth down to the palace. Oh, so the woman that has a no contact order confronted a man that she has the no contact order against for not speaking and then commenced to play fight with him? Listen, late night session, baby. We listen, your girl inside tonight, baby. I ain't touch you. I sat my tail down tonight, okay? Sat my tail right on down tonight, okay? So I said, let me come hang with my buttercups, okay? Happy Friday. So let me get this right. The story goes is Martell set you up because you filed paperwork against him last week, and you see him at the recital, and because he didn't speak, you approach him for not speaking, and then you commence to play fighting with him. All in the while, you have a no contact order. Is this making sense to y'all, Buttercups? Is it just me? Hey, my beautiful living for me. Salutations, Buttercup. So what I'm gathering, because I guess some of my buttercups, hey Rachel, salutations Buttercup. What I'm gathering is some of my buttercups went down to the palace and the basement bully came out here and told them that she was set up by Todd because she went to approach the person that she has a protective no contact order against for not speaking to her. And then commenced to play fighting with him. I think did I get that right, Buttercups? Is this what y'all telling me? So, Julia, is that what you're telling me? She got mad because Martell followed the no contact order. So who was trying to set who up? It's given, baby. Who was trying to set who up? Because how you have a no contact order, but you want us to believe that you went to confront him because he didn't say hello to you? But you said you don't want the man to speak to you. He was with his uncle. Don't know what that had to do with anything. No. Baby. So Martel was minding his black business with his family member that he brought with him to his child's recital. And because Martel is following the no contact order, you decide to march over to him and confront him about not speaking to you and then commence the play fighting with him. And that really makes sense to them flying monkeys. Baby. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gift, Buttercup. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Monica. Salutations, baby. Okay, I will. I will, Dana. Oh, so Martel is stalking and harassing her so much so that she needed to go confront him about not speaking to her. So you're telling me that Martel is harassing and stalking her, but it was important for her that Martel spoke to her. Girl. And this made sense to the flying monkeys. Marceau called it. He said she knew them people was dumb. Because she really came out here and told them that story. Because she knew they would fall for that nonsense. Thank you, Lady Ro. Thank you for my flower, Buttercup. That part at the... Okay, Tony. That part right there. They knew... Girl... I had to get the flying monkeys a moment of silence because they really gone. Their mind is gone. If they believe that nonsensical BS ass story, then I had to give them a moment of silence real quick because their mind is gone. They're fried. Y'all remember the commercial with the egg? This is your brain on drugs? Baby, they are fried. Y'all. You telling me these people believe that shit? Right. She was just playing when she poured lighter fluid all over the goddamn house. And then one of the... Baby. Baby. Thank you, Lady Ro. Okay, Lady Ro. This is what the Buttercups is saying. They saying this is the story she gave, girl. I can't believe it neither, Lady Ro. I can't believe it neither. Girl, you hear me? Like, wait a minute. So you want me to believe that this lady went and play fighted with a man that she got a protective order against? And then wait a minute, she went to approach him in the first place because he didn't speak. Girl. So let me guess. The other parents and the other children that witnessed this thought y'all was play fighting. They thought y'all was play fighting so much that they decided to whip out their cameras and record what was happening in 4K. Okay. They just thought it was so cute that you was down to your child's recital, play fighting with your ex-husband that you got a protective order against. That they decided to whip out their phone and start recording in 4K. Girl, play that part. That part, my love. Once again, so we're play fighting with an ex-husband that we have a protective order against. And we're confronting him about following the protective order by not speaking to me. It sounds like he was trying to set him up. And he didn't fall for it. That part, number one, Buttercup. It didn't look like play fighting to the judge neither, or the police that issued that warrant for that arrest. So, you mean to tell me that your play fighting cost you $1,000 in a mugshot, girl? Your play fighting cost you $1,000 in a mugshot and a warrant for your arrest, baby. Okay. Thank you, Buttercup. Thank you so much, Buttercup. Baby. Wait a minute. So she's not going to turn herself in. And y'all want me to believe that she ain't seeking attention? Y'all want me to believe that this person ain't seeking attention? She ain't going to turn herself in? So she's going to allow them to roll up on her while she possibly might be out with the kids and get arrested like Martell did. While you might be rolling around the city with that woman's husband and them kids. Ciao. Ciao. So she... Girl... No accountability. Sounds just right. Sounds just right about a narcissist. Okay? Sounds just about right for a narcissist. That sounds just about right for a goddamn narcissist. So you ain't gonna go turn yourself in. You want the attention. Because, baby, if you don't think that ain't gonna hit the blogs when they roll up on you and put them handcuffs on you, if once again, triangulation. So you want your kids to be traumatized. You want them to come snatch you up and put handcuffs on you in front of your kids so your children can be traumatized. Oh, so you're trying to go tit for tat with your ex-husband. So because they was traumatized when it happened to their father, so now you want them to be traumatized when it happens to you. Baby, you was better off going to sleep. And I believe maybe something in your sleep would have came with a better story than what you came out here with. And the fact that them flying monkeys ate that shit up just proves Marcel right. You know that they're dummies. You know that you got a bunch of dumb, fried brain women that are following you and believe any and everything you say out your raggedy D-suckers. Girl, I ain't never seen such nonsense. Yes, and then somehow, girl, my love, and we'll turn around and blame it on Martell. Baby. This is crazy work. This is crazy work. But once again, buttercups, like Butterfly been saying, if it ain't chaos and confusion, I don't know nothing else that she's the author of. Every time she come out here, it's with some chaos and confusion. And they're gonna sit down there and play in them people's face, talk about she was play fighting with a man that she got a protective order against. She went to approach a man for not speaking that she got a protective order against. So which one is it? Do you want the nigga to speak or do you not want him to speak? Which one is it? Why do you have a protective order if y'all cool as cucumbers? Y'all so cool that you want that man to speak to you when he's in your presence. Girl, that's exactly what she trying to do. Come up with the story to match that footage, baby. Cause I really came out here talking about she was set up. You got a protective order. How could you be set up? You shouldn't have been nowhere in that man's vicinity to be set up. So you telling me that you violated your own protective order? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, you can approach him and you could go speak to him, but he can't approach you and can't speak to you. Is that how that protective order works? I don't know about because I know every state's different. I do know every state's different. So you file a protective order against somebody that you say is stalking and harassing you, and then you run up on them at your kid's school recital for not speaking to you. Hey, Queen Script. That part, number one, Buttercup. Thank you. Baby, you better know it. Yeah. Oh, no, she's aware. That's why I'm like, y'all was play fighting so well that the other people there whipped out the phone because they just thought it was so cute that you was play fighting with your ex-husband that you got a protective order against. No, the fact of the matter is, darling, you don't want to accept the reality is that you went down into that school and embarrassed your kids. And the fact that you want to come out here with this boo lang lang ass story even further proves that you're a narcissist and you will never take no accountability for nothing that you do. Like I said, I hope somebody did screen record all of that self-incriminating nonsense that you was kicking up there down into the palace. And I hope Martell uses it in court. Because that don't make not a bit of sense. And I hope he uses it too to get that protective order dropped. Because you can't be fit. You can't be in fear for your life. You want me to believe that you're in fear for your life, but then you come out here and tell me that you was play fighting with this man because he didn't speak to you? And the other parents at the school thought you was play fighting too, so that's why they whipped out their phone and started recording. The police thought you was play fighting, so they put a warrant on you for DV, and you got $1,000 bail hanging over your head. Everybody but you, everybody around you, you the only one that knew you was play fighting. That's crazy work. Right, I want to see the recording too, baby. I want to see the recording too. And you know it's coming soon. That that recording gonna get dropped. Somebody gonna drop that recording. I'm gonna keep my eye out on Lipstick Alley. Shout out to the Buttercups down at Lipstick Alley. I know they stopped rocking with your girl for a little while because they got bored too. They got bored too, okay? So I know they stopped rocking with me for a little while. But somebody gonna drop it. And baby, when they do, we are definitely gonna be analyzing it. We're gonna slow it down. We're gonna analyze that baby to the T. Because you want me to believe that the man that you are claiming that stalks and harass you, that you got a protective order against, you decide to play fight with him at your children's recital. So you decide to embarrass your children in front of their classmates and their teachers and other parents, and you want us to believe that you was just play fighting. Girl, you so raggedy. Just raggedy. That don't make a bit of sense. Not none. Girl. Yep, I'm inside tonight, Buttercup. Your girl Butterfly decided to sit her behind down somewhere, okay? Hold on, Buttercup. Buttercups, that's crazy work. And them, very whack and lame. Very whack and lame, my love. So, that don't make a bit of sense, Buttercups. At all. Okay, I know that's right, Symmetry. My baby when I touch some grass. So Martell, so he lied and said he was injured for 3 days. This makes sense to y'all, Buttercups? So you was so much play fighting with him that you told them to call the popo, and when they did, before they even got there, you took off because you was play fighting, right? So there'd be no reason for popo to be called. Or why are you telling him to call popo if you just play fighting? See, girl. And then once again, oh, it was Martell brought the police. So now does that make sense, Lady Rowe? Because in one breath you're saying you're not going to turn yourself in, and in the next breath you're saying the police came to your house and they didn't lock your ass up. You got a warrant. We know that to be fact. See, this is not made up. We heard the lady say that yes, you have a warrant for your arrest. So the police came to your house and then locked you up. That makes sense, but that makes sense, Buttercup. Baby, the way this girl be selling wolf tickets. Not just ever selling wolf tickets and they buying it. New code wolf tickets. You get a discount down there to the basement flea market, okay? Wolf tickets. So Martell ended up with handcuffs. Girl. Girl. So she done told 5011 different stories down there, huh? Buttercups. Girl, number one Buttercup. That's what it sounded like. This woman done told 5011 different stories down there. Once again, Buttercups, it's giving sympathy, payola, and I ain't got no motion, so let me come out here and attach myself to my ex-husband and bring this nonsense to the internet. Because once again, we wouldn't even know none of this is going on if Sean didn't decide to pull a PR stunt and want everybody talking about this bullshit. And this still doesn't explain what the show. Did she explain why the show got to do anything with anything? Did she explain why she brought up the show? In any of them 5011 different stories, did she mention why the show was brought up? Did anybody ask her that question? Did Sheba ask her that question? Did we ask some questions down there to the palace? Because why was the show brought up? Why would Martell talk about it on the show? She's not a part of Martell's storyline, whatever Martell's storyline is. We have yet to see. Because we know they recently resumed filming. Why would Martell bring that to the show? Hey, Aisha, baby. No critical thinking skills at all, Julia. They just as dumb as rocks. They are just as dumb as rocks. If they believe any of these 5011 stories. Do you know how many release forms would have to be signed for the camera crew to pull up to the school? Do you know how many release forms and what type of protocol you would have to go through to have cameras at the school? That don't even make sense. Why would Carlos King's production team even waste their time? You can't just go to a fucking school with people's kids and film. So y'all believe that. Girl, these 5011 stories. Every time she knew the story didn't make no sense, it sounded like she gave y'all something else. It sounded like she was thinking on the whim in the moment. Up there with y'all. Because none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Not one iota of this story makes a bit of sense. Once again, we're blaming the show that you left. So you want us to believe that Carlos King and Kingdom Reign would pay all these fees and protocols to film other people's children. Girl. Number one, Buttercup, it don't make a bit of sense. That's it, Julia. That's it. Because I don't believe that nonsense. I don't believe for 1 second that a camera crew was down to the school. She is no longer a part of the show. Why would they even want to film somewhere that she might possibly be? That don't even make sense. So she want us to believe that they so desperate that they was going, what? Okay. So Martell went to the school, had a PTA meeting with the rest of the parents, and had them all sign release forms to be filmed on a nationally syndicated show. Oh, it wasn't Carlos King's crew. It was somebody she knows. So somebody else is filming the show? What the? Buttercups. Buttercups. It's the lies in the bullshit for me, girl. So many lies. So it wasn't the show. So what is so we never got why the show was brought up then. So we brought up another crew that was there for somebody else that had nothing to do with the show to explain why we brought up the show. Is that what you're telling me? Buttercups, is this what y'all telling me? Girl. So it was her crew down there? Baby. None of it makes sense, Buttercups. And if y'all believe anything that lying ass heifer oh my gosh. Just dumb. Just dumb. Like, this is a dud. This is a dud. And the stories that she is coming out here with to explain away why she went down to her children's recital and embarrassed them in front of their classmates and teachers and fellow students is not adding up. But see, we'll be wrong for pointing out all this dumb shit that it didn't make no sense. So you're telling me that a man that you got a protective order against, you went to speak because he didn't speak to you. And then we flip it into he was filming for this. This is why you brought up the show? So you really had no reason to bring up the show other than the fact that, like I said, you're mad because you're no longer on the show. And you don't want Martell to be on there neither. You feel as though if you can't reap the benefits, nobody else should be reaping the benefits. That's what it's giving. And see, you try to run around and had your flying monkeys trying to promote you as if you was a Mariah Huff that is very much so getting paid off of Married to Medicine to this day. Because her name actually shows up in the producer credits. You wanted us to believe that you was still getting producer credits down to the show that you're no longer on and ain't been on, and claim that they didn't protect you and they're so toxic. But you can't keep them out your mouth. You want to drag them into some that they didn't have nothing to do with, down to your kids' recital where you acted a fool at in 4K. Ridiculous. Okay. Fred, I can't let a cardboard box booty naked. It's burning up down here to the good old Connecticut. Fred, why can't listen, okay? It's my cardboard box. Long as you know the flap don't fly open or one of the walls don't fall down, I think I should be straight. I could let baby, Fred, why can't I lay my cardboard box naked down here to this good old corner that I found over here in the cut? That's somebody else smoke detectors too, you know. That's the neighbors who I got my cardboard box. You know, I don't know why I told that girl she need to get batteries. Listen, I told the lady to get batteries for her smoke detector. I told her I'd be having my cardboard box over here, and my buttercups be thinking it's me because, you know, we ain't got no smoke detector in the cardboard box. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Girl, Julia, that girl, she don't know what to say. It's given that she stayed up for 20 days and 20 nights and came up with nothing. I guess Chat DBT couldn't help her. I don't know. She stayed up staring at the walls and the ceilings for 20 days and 20 nights, and this is what she came to the people with, girl. This is why Nubian Ocean ain't pop. I mean, Nubian Network ain't popping. She's not a good storyteller. This is why the Nubian Network is still non-existent. And nothing that she's so-called producing down there with her so-called production company is all flopping. And this is the best she could come up with. She's showing us her writer's talent. Baby, this sucks. This sucks. Girl, listen. Listen, friend. Now, I'm just wondering, did the story make sense to any of y'all? She got a protective order, but she wanted to confront this man about not speaking to her. And then it went from she got a protective order, she went to confront him about not speaking to her, they started play fighting, to now that somebody else was trying to film. And this is why she started play fighting with him. So which one is it? Either she was really play fighting with him or what? Like, the story. And I heard them slow bucks was eating that up. Okay, number one buttercup. Ooh, symmetry getting you. The lies. Play fighting is crazy though. That is crazy work. That is definitely crazy work for somebody that you got a protective order against. That has a no contact order. No contact. So you decide to go roll up on him for not speaking to you on a no contact order. That's just crazy work. She was better off keeping her mouth quiet and let monkeys come out here with their stories. At least they could walk down why their story wasn't on point. You can't walk down why you ain't making no sense, and you the one that was in the incident. You should have just left the flying monkeys do what they do and stayed your ass in the background and just kept feeding them the narrative. The fact that you came out here and made a fool of yourself with the lies and the backpedaling and the nonsensical bull swanky bullshit. This is you're not gonna, girl, you're not gonna live this one down. You're not gonna live down these lies that you gonna came out here and told out your own mouth in 4K. Girl, I guess you on the 4K run. You were on a 4K run. Because somehow Martell set you up to be recorded when you have a no contact order. So what would make Martell think that you would come and speak to him that he needed to make sure that he was recording? When y'all not did a no contact and Martell has already came out here and said that he doesn't even communicate with you about the kids no more. Y'all have to tap into that texting thing they got through the court system. Right. Symmetry. I don't know, because okay. So last month they was running around out here trying to get it to go viral that she was garnished his pay. Right? Nobody paid that no mind. So how do you that's what I'm saying, Buttercups. This lady always been talking out the both sides of her necks forever, always. So what was all that hoopla 2 months ago that didn't stick, that nobody cared about? Y'all remember the Soul Media tried to come out here 2 months ago bragging about Martell getting his pay garnished? Now we're claiming that we didn't even garnish his pay? Which one is it? Which one is it? This lady be lying to y'all, and y'all just be going for it, baby. I just could, ooh. And you want to tell me you ain't in the cult. Baby, when somebody can tell you anything and you believe that shit, just tell you anything. Shit don't even make sense. Nothing that she apparently said down here to the palace is making a bit of sense to me. I'm sorry. Is it just me? Am I tripping, Buttercups? Or does shit sound crazy? Girl, you best believe. Listen, they're gonna be in the bushes. They're gonna go somewhere else. Cause one thing who they don't come and play with, and whose comment section they don't come and play in, is butterflies. Baby, they don't come over here with the nonsense. You heard homegirl. What did she ever do to you? What did she do to you? Like she was waiting to say that to me for 5 years, okay? What did she do to you? Baby, she couldn't wait to get that off her chest. What did she ever do to you? Girl, the way she must have been holding on to that, what she ever do to you, okay? Baby, she had to get that off her chest. What did she ever do to you? Girl. Listen. Oh, girl. Yes, baby. And she was, I don't know. Friend, I was being patient. I was really trying to wait. But then when she got repetitive and then she just kept talking crazy. And then as soon as it was brought up about another woman's situation, the way that heifer tried to play in my top, baby, I couldn't hold it no more, friend. I could not hold it. Thank you. Thank you, Buttercup. Hey, my beautiful. Listen. Girl, it's on Lady Rose, Julia. It was on Lady Rose panel. Baby, she had to get that shit off. Yeah, God is definitely a buzzword. All that Bible thumping is buzzy. All that Bible thumping is buzzy to me, baby. Girl, girl. And the trauma bonding. I couldn't do the trauma bonding. Yes, baby. Yep, it was on Lady Rose. Baby. And then when she got into the trauma bonding, I about died. Baby, I got so pissed I had to jump down and gather myself and then come back up. Cause baby, I was not about to let her ride with the bullshit that she was up this. Baby, I said, no, butterfly, you can do this, calm down. But then when it came time, booby, I couldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah, it was girl. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's why the first thing I said was, listen, do I got the floor? Because I ain't about to do this. I'm not about to do this again. Am I going to be able to talk? Because, baby, but I just, mm-mm, baby. It was the boo lang lang for me. Mind you, why ain't you asking yourself that? What did any of these other people ever do to you? How you going to ask a question that you're not prepared to answer for your own self? What did any of these other people ever do to you? Because, baby, if you ain't one of them, baby, you are one of the head windmill and flying monkeys. So what did these other people ever do to you? Like, don't ask me nothing that you ain't going to answer for your goddamn self. Break down to me what these people did to you for the nonsense that y'all have ever done. I've never went as far as y'all went with the basement bully. I come out here and give my commentary on very public things that she makes public and that she does publicly. You ain't never seen me go reach in the background to come out here with some exclusive. Now, don't get the game twisted. I got plenty of receipts, but it ain't worth it. I got some receipts in the background. Yeah, I'm sitting on some. I tell y'all all the time. I got some receipts now. But it ain't nothing that need. What do I need to come and publicize it for? If it ain't public, I ain't touching it. And quite a few of them receipts I got ain't public. So there's that. Every last one of them out. She is the number one head flying, swinging, windmilling monkey. Okay. Okay, Tony. Okay, Tony said, send me them bad boys. Listen. You know what? Maybe I'll drop them on Patreon. Maybe I'll do what she's doing and get paid for it. Okay. Maybe I'll get paid for my receipts. I don't know. If y'all signed up to my Patreon, maybe I'll drop them over there. Girl, the number one buttercup, they will never beat being slow. They're about as dumb as rocks and as slow as they come. Because it's given that girl gave 5011 stories down there to the palace, and they believed every last one of them nonsensical ass stories. So you was play fighting with a man that you got a protective order against, no contact order against. Martell already told us that he now goes through the court, that Texan court thing, when it comes time to communicate about the children. He don't even directly communicate with you. So why would you think he was going to speak to you at their recital? And then further go into play fighting with him for not speaking. But you just claimed that the reason why he did this is because you filed some paperwork last week or whatever, a couple of weeks ago. So which one is it? Like, girl, it's the boo lang lang for me. Girl, Lady Ro, that's one of the many stories that she gave down there today, allegedly. Rumor has it, word on the curb down there to the palace. The goalpost kept moving. I guess every time she said it out loud, and once she said it out loud and she heard how it wasn't making no sense, the story kept changing. That's what it's given. It's given. Once she said it out loud and she heard how it didn't make no sense, she kept trying to change it on the spot. Okay, Tony, baby, probably them goddamn calls they was doing. Girl, probably them little phone calls they was doing. Them fasting phone calls, baby. She be fasting, all right. She be harvesting that energy. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is, girl, I don't know. I don't mess with stuff like that. But allegedly, apparently, rumor has it, word on the curve is she just be harvesting their energy. So girl, that's exactly what that girl need to figure out. My love, it don't sound like it. It sound like what they did once she dropped the nonsensical different, many different stories down there. It was all Martell's fault again. So you approach this man that you got a no contact order against, y'all don't even communicate when it comes to the kids directly no more. But somehow he was supposed to speak to you. Girl, okay, Tony. That part right there. Oh yeah, Julia. They never hold her accountable. They will come out here and bend over backwards to make excuses for her BS, and then get mad because you don't fall for it. At the end of the day, they get mad because you don't fall for the BS. Hey, Dion on demand. Salutations. Oh my goodness. It is good to see you, Buttercup. Yeah, Dion. That's pretty much, that's all. I only pray for the children, Dion on demand. You know, I'm still working on me, okay? God's still working on me, Miss Dion. I pray for the children. I really like that's the only people I feel like really innocent in the situation, Dion. I really do. But I miss your encouraging words. I miss your insight from a therapeutic standpoint. It is so great to see you, Dion, on demand. And when you coming back to us, Dion, we need you, girl. We need ya. Baby, we need some sessions. Coach Dion, we need some sessions, boo. We miss you. We need some sessions, okay? My love, it's definitely gonna be it's gonna be okay to play fight with somebody that you got a no contact order with. Yes, okay. I'm make sure double check my notifications and make sure it's on, Dion, because we definitely, please, okay, we definitely be needing your insight, Coach Dion. You are definitely missed out here in these YouTube streets, okay? Shoot, Coach Dion. Girl, you girl was going through it a little while ago. And I value your much educated and perspective, Coach Dion. We need you, okay? Oh, hey, Sunray. Salutations. Yep, we up late, baby. Your girl Butterfly, girl, I stayed inside today, okay? No touching grass for me today. Stay my behind inside. And I had wanted to come live and apologize to my beautiful lady Ro. And, just address a couple of things that I felt like needed to be addressed because it wasn't making not a bit of sense at all. Auntie Netta, this is horrible writing then. If she's going for a movie, this is horrible writing. And this is why the Nubian Network ain't making no motion. Because apparently the writing team down there sucks. Allegedly, rumor has it, word on the curve is, I don't know how true that is, but if this is for a Lifetime movie, baby, the writing is already in the trash. You mean Tubi? Because you don't do Lifetime. Don't do my boo Lifetime. Lifetime is better than this, baby. You mean Tubi? The bar is low. If this is supposed to be a Lifetime movie. Girl. The bar is very low. Hey, my beautiful Alicia. Girl, number one buttercup. Make it make sense. Girl. Like I said, it's giving nothing else. It's giving. Girl. I need you to address why the show was brought into your nonsense, though. So it's given that you didn't have no real reason for the show to be brought up in your mess, and you got everybody distracted with talking about somebody who was there with a damn camera. You were so good at deflecting and distraction that you got away with not answering why the show was brought up in your mess. Baby, buttercups. But that's why you turn yourself in. You didn't do anything wrong, so you ain't got nothing to worry about. And you'll have your day in court to prove that you didn't do anything wrong. But to not turn yourself in is giving tit for tat. You want your kids traumatized like they was when they watched their father get arrested. So now you want them to see you get arrested. It's giving tit for tat. Right. Because that was, baby, what I tell you, that was so dramatic. Oh, come find me when you're older. What? Girl, that was so dramatic. The writing sucks. Huh? Listen, Sunray. Play fighting with somebody you scared of that you got a no contact order against. And you approached them because they didn't speak. I thought that was the whole point of a no contact order. Don't speak to me. Don't look my way. Don't breathe my way. Isn't that a point of a no contact order, buttercups? Or am I tripping? I know it varies for different states. Laws and all that, it varies, but girl, Sunray, not a bit of sense. That part, my love. And then it's given, I'm still trying to burn down the house and I'm still trying to take my ex-husband out of here. It's given, I'm mad that I cut my own nose off to spite my own face. And these people are thriving and striving without me, and I can't take. It's given, I can't take. That's what it's given. Because these people, they don't want an award for best reoccurring cast members. This is probably one of the only shows right now on reality TV that has their original cast members, minus one. So that was a well-deserved award. Shout out to the cast. I think this is only the one of the only shows that got all of the original cast members. Like I said, minus one. Now, of course, we had, you know what I'm saying, a revolving door when it came to friends of the show. I don't know if they call them friends of the show, but the four main cast members are still there. Five, excuse me, six. Destiny came season 2 or 3. Number one, Buttercup. That's what it's giving. It's giving we try and get them Patreon numbers back up. Because it got real dry and stale over there. And the content ain't giving. Well, we knew the content wasn't given anyway because she done made these people pay for it on Patreon. And then she comes and put it on YouTube. For free. I mean, she's getting paid, but you know what I mean, for free, basically. So the people that pay for these memberships, only for her to come and put it all on YouTube anyway. Absolutely, Sunray. She is always creating a scandal. It never fails. It never fails. And I think she think they didn't already sign them contracts. Them contracts was already signed. So even trying to come out here and paint this narrative and put on this bashing campaign of the show and Martell is not really going to work. The contracts are already signed. They got approved for season 12. Lady Row. Girl, no surprise there. No surprise there. But like I said, this is a cycle that was set up by this woman. And she has yet to be able to escape this cycle of chaos and confusion. She clearly thrives off of chaos and confusion. She don't know no other way to survive. That's what it's given. Oh, for real? How is that? Is that good? Listen, my love. You can't convince me that you're doing all so great in all these other areas, and you don't came down to the internet with these schemes and scams, scamming these damn people. And I want to feel bad for them, but it'd be hard to feel bad for them. It's like they enjoy it. You know, there's people that enjoy constant pain too. What's the word I'm looking for? This is the word I'm looking for. People that like to self-inflict themselves with pain and go through it over and over again. There's a word for that. Girl, you know they say that lady thinks she beyond play, aka Beyonce. That part. She was number one Buttercup. She absolutely was. And that's the thing everybody was saying. It was like, girl, are you even paying attention to what's going on in the real world right now? Are you paying attention to who's running the country with the governments? Like, girl, it was just like, it didn't. The price of gas. The girl wants you to give her your gas money to fill your tank. Because that's what it's costing a lot of people to fill their tank right now. $150. And she wanted y'all to pay that for some dry, stale, boring tea. Old tea. Not even, the tea is not hot. It's not warm. It's not room temperature. It's just blah. That don't make no sense. Oh my goodness, Lady Rowe. If it is one grift after another. It's one grift after another right now, Lady Rowe. You ain't never lying, especially with this social media nonsense. Baby, it is one grift after another. Baby, that is one self-absorbed lady. She is very self-absorbed. At girl, very high. Like, I mean, high. Okay? At this point, you can grift off anything right now. Anything. The sad part is there's people falling for the grifts. It's one thing to be the grifter, but it's the people falling for the grift. That's the sad part too. So many people being taken advantage of. I don't know what's going on, buttercups. I hate the sirens. That's what triggered me. Them goddamn police sirens, boy. Oh, get on my nerves. Thanks. Anywho, buttercups, I'm gonna get ready to let y'all go. I'm gonna lay out in this cardboard box, okay? Naked, because I'm hot. I am hot. Buttercups, just keep your head on the square. Okay, stay on your square and keep your head on the swivel. Because, baby, these some serious times we living in. We got some real life decisions and choices to make as a whole, as a community, as a people, as citizens of this here United States of America. So we definitely must not lose the plot like others have. Baby! I gotta go find the meme. You know, man, I should have did this on my StreamYard. I need my roach brigade right now. I need my roach story right now. Girl. Anywho, buttercups, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Friday evening. Thank you for tapping in. Like I said, I just want to apologize to my buttercup Lady Rowe and address a couple of them things because that girl didn't make no sense. Need my roach brigade right now, okay? Baby, that is my clip, okay? I'm gonna run that to the mud. I'm gonna run that down, okay? That clip is always, it's not gonna get old for me yet. Anywho, buttercups, I love y'all. Keep y'all head on the swivel and stay on y'all square, buttercups. Please. Cause it's dangerous out here, baby. When you don't got the mind, it gets real dangerous out here. We gonna stay sucker free down here to the butterflies corner though. You hear? You understand? We gonna stay sucker free down here, baby. And we just gonna keep being moths to the flame and come reporting on very public situations. And we gonna be calling it for how we see it. And that just is what it is. All right, buddy, guys. I love y'all. Enjoy y'all weekend. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Listen. That's exactly what we need to play, okay? It's definitely hard out here for a pimp. Lady Ro, okay? We might have to tap into the TikTok tomorrow, y'all. Play some jams, okay? Sure, we're going to have to open up the lounge. We're going to have to open up the lounge, baby. Let's go. All right, buttercups. I love y'all. Love, light, and butterflies. Man, the scheme that this Mutt is cooking up. A mess. Night, night. Head on the square. Stay on your square, baby.